Now, during the joint news conference in Tokyo, Mr. Trump also said the latest missile launches by North Korea do not bother him and that he does not believe they violate UN Security Council resolutions. Not only that, Mr. Trump went on to praise North Korean leader Kim Jong-un, calling him a smart man who's intent on making his country better. Now, even as he walked out of the Hanoi summit in February, if you remember, President Trump spoke his great relationship with Kim. So what is behind these messages out of Washington? Is there a rift between President Trump and his aides on North Korea? Or is it part of the president's famous art of the deal style of negotiating? Now, on the line, I have Harry Kazianis, director at the Center for the National Interest in Washington, to give us some insights. Thanks for joining us, Harry. What did you make of President Trump's remarks on North Korea while he was in Japan? I mean, do you see a disagreement in U.S. policy on North Korea between the U.S. president and his aides?
Well, I think this is classic Donald Trump being Donald Trump. And I think the one thing that we absolutely cannot do is take things that Trump says literally and try to dissect them as if he's Barack Obama or George W. Bush. We have to remember Donald Trump communicates very differently. He communicates in sound bites, in 5-second increments. And if we were trying to sort of parse that for policy, we're going to have a lot of problems. I think what Trump is trying to do is two things. The first thing is to signal to Kim that diplomacy is still in play, that he still wants to negotiate, and I think he still wants to have a third summit. But at the same time, he's also saying to Kim that short-range ballistic missile tests are not going to dethrone that diplomacy, that he's still willing to talk with Kim. And I think that's very important. I think that it's probably making John Bolton and others very nervous. But I think it's pretty clear that Trump's red line for throwing away diplomacy is long-range ICBM tests. That's the red line for Trump. That would make him balk.
Right. This is a style, like you said, style of speech and attitude that we've never seen from any other U.S. president. Not Barack Obama, not George W. Bush. This, so to speak, Trumpian style of speaking and message delivery. Now, are they calculated, or is this the way President Trump negotiates, perhaps?
I don't think so. I think Trump is very much a shoot from the hip sort of guy. I'm sure that he reads through all his briefings on North Korea, but he isn't as nuanced as a John Bolton or H.R. McMaster who came before him or any other secretaries of state. We have to remember Donald Trump is the first really U.S. president to walk into the Oval Office with very little to no political experience. I bet actually probably before even entering in the Oval Office, he probably couldn't find Korea on a map. Now, that isn't any sort of slight on Donald Trump or criticism of him. It's just his world was business and real estate. So I think every time that we're sort of trying to go through all these lines that Donald Trump throws out, I think we're going to be in for a headache. I think the thing that we all need to do as Korea watchers and people that are interested in this is look at the policies. And I think the policies tell us that America is open to some sort of deal. The question is will North Korea put itself out there a little bit and maybe meet Trump halfway? I think if both sides are willing to do that, we could do something historic. But I think we're going to have to wait through the summer to see if that happens.
Definitely will. Harry Kazianis, director of the Center for the National Interest, many thanks to you. Your insights are always appreciated.